When you look up at the night sky, no matter where in the world you are, you can pretty much always see the moon. Her silver glow brings to light romance, melancholy, light in dark times, the secret activities of witches and warlocks, and anyone who didn't want to get caught. In today's world, we don't think about the moon as much as we used to. Our nights are illuminated by street lamps, flashing neon signs, headlights, and the ever-present glow of laptops and phone screens. But before the age of electricity, nighttime visibility fell under the sphere of influence of the moon. The start of her cycle meant darkness, mystery, and danger, but her full apparition in the sky signaled clarity and revelation. The moon's control over the tides and links with feminine cycles have always been noticed by humans, and almost every culture has some form of lunar deity. Today, we're looking at one such deity, the ancient Greek goddess of the moon, Selene. My name is Kate, and welcome to Hearth of Hymonia. Selene means the Shining One. The ancient Greeks had many names and epithets for their lunar goddess. Mene, whose 28-day cycle shapes the months in lunar calendars, and who may be a feminine counterpart to the Phrygian moon god Mane. Phoebe, the feminine form of Phoebus, an epithet meaning bright, which is most often associated with solar Apollo and Helios, Selene's brother. And Cynthia, for Mount Cynthus, where another lunar goddess was born, Artemis. And so through her names, Selene is defined not on her own, but by her association with other deities, conflated with other lunar gods and goddesses, and a twin or counterpart of solar ones. Selene's parents may have been Titans. Hyperion, the solar god of the older generation, and Thea, responsible for bringing light and glow to the world, especially the silvery shining of metals. These old gods had two other children, Helios, the sun god, and Eos, goddess of the dawn. Thea de Leon Temegan Lamprante Selene. Thea, overcome by her love for Hyperion, gave birth to great Helios, radiant Selene, and Eos, who shines over all earthbound mortals, and the immortal gods who hold the wide heavens. Superionos and Philoteti. Selene and her brother Helios represent some of the most noticeable natural dualities, that of the sun and moon, of light and dark, masculine and feminine, of gold and silver. Helios lights the world in his four-horse chariot, pulling the sun across the sky. Selene's nocturnal chariot, in contrast, is pulled by two horses, and later 2 bulls. Cluthi Thea Basilea, here goddess queen, diffusing silver light, bull-horned and wandering through the gloom of night, Eiraphoiti. The Orphic hymn to Selene represents the goddess with the horns of a bull, no doubt a reflection of the horned appearance of the crescent moon. The poem calls her Mene twice, and like the Greek goddess, the Phrygian moon god Mane has bull horns, and is often accompanied by a bull. Strabo tells us that the two shared a temple in the Pontic city of Emeria. Once again, Selene is not revered on her own, but as one of a pair, part of a masculine and feminine lunar duality. Main isn't the only god who shares his temple with Selene, though. According to Pausanias, there was a shared temple to Selene and Helios at Thalami. Sadly, it hasn't been located by archaeologists. Here, Pausanias says, she was called Pasiphae, but he clarifies that Pasiphae is an epithet of Selene and not a native deity of Thalami. We also shouldn't confuse her with the Pasiphae of Greek myth, whose union with the bull on Crete gave rise to the Minotaur. No festivals dedicated to Selene alone are reported. She may have been involved in the Pandia, an Athenian springtime festival dedicated to Zeus. In mythology, Pandia is the daughter of Zeus and Selene, and the festival which took its name from her may have been celebrated on the full moon. Once, the son of Kronos joined himself in love and lay with her. She conceived and gave birth to a daughter, Pandia. Selene's inclusion in the Pandia festival is speculative at best. The only written record of the festival is a passing reference in a speech of Demosthenes, where he quotes a law setting up a meeting in Athens on the day after the Pandia festival. Absent this reference, we may not have known about this festival at all. Even in her mythology, Selene must share the spotlight. Her myths are sparse. She and her siblings helped the Olympian gods in the war with the giants. Upon Zeus's request, Selene, Helios, and Eos don't shine at their usual times, giving Zeus the opportunity to find a sacred and magical herb that will help him win the war. He hunts for the herb in secret, while the sun, the dawn, and the moon aren't shining. Selene's contribution, though small, allows the Olympians to win the war and rule Olympus uninterrupted henceforth. The moon goddess, so often characterized as one of a pair, is known in mythology for her love affairs. Her most famous lover is Endymion, a mortal cast by Zeus in an eternal sleep. Selene falls in love with him, but in his sleeping state, they cannot be together. Selene must be content to watch him from the sky as she drives her lunar chariot each night, occasionally slipping down for a stolen kiss. Selene represents the feminine, not just in love, but in childbirth. She is sometimes conflated with childbirth goddesses like Artemis and Hera, and later, in the Roman tradition, Juno and Lucina. The Stoic thinker Chrysippus also saw a connection between the moon's phases and childbirth. Whenever the moon is full, so says Chrysippus, women become exceptionally fertile and give birth easily. But on a moonless night, they bear children with much pain. Selene's love affairs and the romantic glow of moonlight are perhaps what make her a popular figure in ancient love spells. Theocritus' second idyll has a young woman, Samitha, preparing a potion to lure her wayward lover back to her. As she performs the ritual, she sings the song of her woes to the moon, forever a silent witness to the pangs of unrequited love. Selene appears frequently in the Greek magical papyri, often conflated with other goddesses like Artemis, Hera, Persephone, and Hecate. In one spell, called the Lunar Spell of Claudianus, the practitioner is instructed to make a figurine of Selene in order to attract a lover. Over the figurine, the practitioner must recite a spell which begins, "I call upon you, mistress of the entire world, ruler of the entire cosmic system, greatly powerful goddess, gracious daimon, lady of the night, who travel through the air." The Selene of this spell is Mistress Selene the Egyptian, the mistress of the night sky. But the PGM claims that the papyrus bearing this spell was found at the foot of a statue of Aphrodite Urania, who embraces the universe. Once again, Selene does not act alone. In another spell, Selene is invoked again as Mistress of the Night. Come to me, O beloved mistress, three-faced Selene. The lunar goddess in this spell is conflated with a number of feminine deities and beings: the Graces, Justice, the Three Fates, Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos, Persephone, Megaira, Alecto. Shared characteristics equate her with Hecate. Your ankle is wolf-shaped, fierce dogs are dear to you, wherefore they call you Hecate. Through her association with other deities favored by magical practitioners, Selene acquires a number of new powers and spheres of influence, most notably the triple crossroads of Hecate. The same spell reads, triple-headed, triple-voiced Selene, triple-pointed, triple-faced, triple-necked, and goddess of the triple ways, who hold untiring flaming fire in triple baskets, and you who oft frequent the triple way and rule the triple decades. The goddess of duality, then, has become a triple goddess among ancient magical practitioners. Selene is depicted in art as having the horns of a bull, shaped like the crescent moon. A nimbus, or halo, surrounds her as she glows with silvery, or sometimes golden, light. Hey Sappho, from her immortal head, a light encircles the earth, shining from the heavens. In mythology and art, Selene drives a chariot pulled by two horses, or sometimes two bulls. Like her brother Helios, Selene crosses the sky each night, bringing the moonlight along with her. In artistic depictions, she holds a torch, symbolizing her ability to illuminate that which is dark, mysterious, and dangerous. The Romans brought Selene into their pantheon as Luna, whose name means moon in Latin. Like Selene, Luna lacks a mythology and cult worship that is all her own. She's associated with Diana, Juno, and the triple goddess the Greeks call Hecate, whom the Romans named Trivia. But despite a relative lack of representation, Luna appears in one artistic context regularly, in the iconography of the mystery cult of Mithras. Luna, the moon, appears alongside the sun in a number of Mithraic scenes, sometimes driving her chariot, sometimes glowing with her silver nimbus, shown with horns or a crescent moon, and always watching Mithras in his triumphant act, slaying a bull. Selene's presence in Greek mythology and religious thought is somewhat obscure. She seems much more at home among mystery cults and magical practitioners who already preferred the cover of night to work their secret spells. Despite being the closest celestial body to Earth, and the most visible one apart from the sun, Selene basically never acts on her own. She's almost always one of a pair, or as an aspect of a triple goddess. But although her mythology and cult worship in antiquity are lacking, the moon itself is probably the most popular celestial deity among modern pagans and magical practitioners. In the crystal and gemstone world, two stones are named after the moon: Moonstone, whose name is pretty obvious, and Selenite, named after Selene herself. The ancient Greeks called Monday Hemera Selenes, or the Day of Selene, and the Romans adopted this practice by calling it Dies Lunae, or the Day of Luna. And the English language picks up on this as well. Our Monday is, after all, Moon Day. I hope you enjoyed this video about Selene. My question for any of you who are practitioners is, do you work with lunar energies or lunar deities? I would love to know in the comments anything about your personal practice that you feel comfortable sharing. And for everyone else, my question is, why do you think that Selene is so underrepresented in mythology and art and cult worship in antiquity? I guess maybe this is my own bias. I just sort of expected her to be better represented given how important the moon is and how obvious its connection to Earth is. So I'd love to hear any theories about that. If you liked this video, you can let me know by leaving a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more videos about belief in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, especially when it comes to magical practice, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm posting stuff like this all the time. There are over 600 of you now, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. It's touching, and I appreciate the support, and especially the comments. Everyone is so kind in the comments, so I just wanted to thank you all for that. Thank you also for watching this video. I do hope you liked it. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.